Alright, so it is almost 5:30 in the morning. It is December 29th, 2025. There is a lot that goes through my head as the year comes to a close. My parents just renewed their wedding vows in celebration of their 30th anniversary. And my mom did not want a professional photographer. I don't consider myself a professional, even though I have work that says otherwise. And something I've realized that I've been struggling with over the past year is anxiety that stems from me being an artist. Okay? So, my mom, she's not going to be critical with getting every shot at a renewal, a wedding, whatever it may be. Even it was her renewal. Um, there were multiple shots that I wish I had gotten and things I had done differently. And it's like I had more than enough time to plan for it. I did a little bit of video on my GoPro, but they surprised my parents and had the initial ceremony when they said their vows and everything in the chapel. It wasn't going to be in the other main room where they had all the tables and the dining area for the reception. So for me, I had my GoPro, and coming to the event, I had left my GoPro in the car, so I had to get that in, and it was just I've been noticing with myself lately is that I've been struggling with a lot of anxiety, and it has been kind of taking over certain things. So it's like I'm not really on the ball when it comes to things. I'm not, I might not be in the right mindset with things, and I don't know where all this nervousness happened. It was my parents' renewal. It wasn't like I was getting married or anything, but I noticed that I was very, very nervous during the entire thing. I was, all my family is there. I know my family. It's not like I'm doing someone else's wedding, but I've noticed the strangest thing about me is like when it came to this event was I had a lot of nervousness, I guess because everybody in my family is looking at me. I don't know, but it was just weird to me. So I didn't initially have my GoPro set up for the ceremony. And, I went to hit my button on the camera to record after taking a few photos of them, when they're saying their vows. And I missed my mom's part of the vows, so her saying that. So I'm not sure if any family member got video of them saying the vows. I hope someone did. But it's like, my mother didn't want to hire a professional photographer, spending that much money. So I was asking people around, but, my one photographer friend said that she couldn't do it. So it was very frustrating for me to have to do by myself, and I'm very critical of that. And that's something I've realized is that um, even when you're covering weddings or anything in general, you're going to miss certain shots. It's why it's helpful to have a backup photographer, because you can kind of feed off of each other and think about certain things, And it's like there were things that I missed, and it's like I really have to get back on the ball again, because it's like, you know, you can't capture every moment when it comes to memories, but it's like I get very frustrated myself that I missed recording my mom's part of the vows. Obviously she has the vows written down forever to remember them, but it's like I only have part of the video of that. So it's like, and I didn't know whether or not I wanted to set up the GoPro for the ceremony, but I should have just done it. And it's like making these decisions, it's like it's I'm very indecisive with certain things. So, I got a decent number of shots, but that's something I've been struggling with an artist lately is like I'm very technical. And if I don't get certain shots that I want, it's that I overthink after the fact, you know? And there's nothing you can do about that then. So it's like I don't know. I don't know. It's just like I get very frustrated and invigorated because it's like I have to do better. I'm still trying to make it as a creative person. And like I said, there's so many ideas I have, regardless of, what happened with the renewal and me trying to make sure I get all the shots I want. It's like planning ahead is always difficult. It can be, you know. And I try not to beat myself up over it because things happen, you know. My GoPro would stop recording in the middle of something I wanted to record. Sometimes I feel like there's a timer on them or something, but it's like, you can't beat yourself up over it. I mean, you will. You definitely will. But the part of the process is learning how to move on, you know? And I did an okay job, but planning for future is just like I got to make sure that, I have everything I need. I had to go back out to the car a couple times to get things that I needed, and it was overwhelming. I wish I had more time to like kind of assess and figure out what I wanted to do, you know? So yeah. It's like not having a car doesn't help either because I can't go to the venues when I want to and just kind of get a feel for them and figure things out, So, as an artist to another artist, try not to be so hard on yourself. That's all I can say, you know? Yeah. So, going into 2026, I'm going to try to be easier on myself, as hard as that is. So, OBC Explorers, peace. Hope everybody has a great New Year's.